let's call this meeting of West Township Board to order.
Right, the first thing you got here is review and approve the minutes from the April 8th meeting. Get the minutes here, I think I sent that out to everybody.
Yes, you did.
Motion to approve the minutes as presented.
You have to do that.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. Can I second it or no?
Yep,
Okay.
sure. Okay, so just need to sign the minutes there. Next thing is the West Memorial Park upgrades.
Looks great.
It does look great.
The north area's been filled in, leveled, and grass planted. It's grass is coming up now. Stones did not go all the way to the east property line because it's so wet back in there. And then there's also two wet areas that run east to west in there, so it's gonna be a little tough mowing this summer until it dries out. Spring and early summer is gonna be a little tough mowing, but for the most part, it should be good. Do we want to? How far do we want to extend the fence to the north?
I'd say to the property line if you can get it there.
We can't get it there.
So
It's-
then we go as far as we can go.
It's just a little bit further than what we had
Yes.
originally planned.
Because
Yes.
it's so wet, you can't go all the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
too bad, don't worry about it. We'll just go as far as we can. That makes sense.
yeah,
So
okay. Flowers and trees are all planted.
it looks great.
Edging around the pollinator habitat area is in. I did finish that this morning. Gonna continue to spray grass killer on that through the summer and then prepare to seed in the fall.
Okay.
She didn't think that doing it now would be good because there's still some grass coming up and stuff, so she said it needs to be completely dead.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Now here's the kicker. When I bought the mulch, I bought 130 bags. Wrote a check at Lowe's. They would not cash the check. It came back and they could not cash it.
Huh.
I said, you're kidding me. There's at least $8,000 in this checking account. There's $1.6 million in the whole account, and you can't cash this? No, they won't let us. And so I had to come home, get the credit card, go back, pay for it with the credit card.
Oh my.
And I had to fill out a call. Couldn't talk to anybody. I had to automate a system. Got a credit report type thing for the township, and there's no findings on it. Now, whether or not I can still cash a check at Lowe's, I don't know. But
I don't understand that at all.
no.
Wow.
So I bought 130 bags, estimated that, okay, used 100 bags. I got 30 bags left over. If I take it back now and credit it on the credit card, chances are it will be in a different billing cycle.
Okay.
I can use the mulch. If it's okay, I'll pay for the mulch, 30 bags that I've got.
Okay.
It's $2 a bag is what I got it on sale for. I'll deposit that money into the to the checking account.
Just keep a paper trail.
Yeah.
Nice and large, so
Yeah.
nobody looks for it.
So
Perfect.
okay. Live streaming, Corey's working on the website with the Indiana Office of Technology. And like I said, it was going to be late July before that's website's ready.
Right.
If we go that way, live streaming, we're trying to do that now. So that's should be in good shape on that.
Okay.
2026 budget.
Yep.
Did you see anything on there that looked out of line? I left the rent the same as it was. Care of the cemeteries all looked the same, and the park I left 10,000 in that.
What park does that refer to?
What's that?
Which park does that refer to?
The one on Sycamore. The one,
Oh, at West Township. Okay.
yeah, the West Township
Gotcha.
Park. Yeah. Training left that at 2,500. I changed, on here I changed the 15 grand for the capital outlays to building and other capital outlays, and then machinery equipment, left that at 2,000. And that's in there just in case
Just in
there's
case you need it.
something comes up.
Right.
Firefighting, Steve seems to be doing more repair work on the trucks and stuff, so I bumped that up from 8,000 to 10,000.
Okay.
The other services and charges, currently we're at 281,000 on our contract amount. I think typically they go up about 4%. I think I bumped this up 5%
Yeah, you
just
did.
to have a little
Yeah.
cushion in there.
Just to be safe.
Yeah. Insurances, the insurance we get through the city of Plymouth, and then we reimburse them for our expense of the insurance on the trucks.
Okay.
It's cheaper that way, so. Capital improvements, 10 grand. Capital outlays for the Q Fire Fund, I put at 50,000. Talked with Steve tonight, and there's gonna be some radios and some other things that may come in next year.
Okay. I hope they do.
Yeah. There are gonna be some radios for the trucks that come in this year, and the city is buying those, and they're using a $50,000 grant that they're getting from the county, and there's a little bit more that we'll have to pay out of that, but
Nice.
maybe $6,000 or $7,000 total.
That's great. Good.
And then township assistance, I left pretty much everything,
The same. Well, you did.
whereas the bulk something up there.
You bumped hospital expense, I think. or-
Yeah, hospital expenses
Yeah.
at 25,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just
In the-
asking because I've never seen our budget and don't quite know what all the money goes towards. So like hospital expenses for like people that can't afford their.
Yeah,
Like
if
elderly people.
somebody were to go into the hospital and they didn't have means to pay for it, I've never paid anything
Right.
to the hospital. The only thing I really pay for is funeral and, utilities and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
But it could happen. I
Oh,
mean, we're responsible for that if it has to happen. So
Right.
you just gotta keep a line in the budget so we're not doing any special
And what
haggling.
if you do go over budget? Like, there was somewhere in here where I saw like went over. Like, how do you?
There's
Just so I understand the process.
a it's not a memorandum of understanding, it's just a notation that we have to make in the minutes that is okay to transfer from one
Account to another.
fund to another.
Right.
Inter-fund transfer, I guess is what it is.
Okay.
And then on the rainy day, we had 20,000 in the other services and charges and 700,000 in the capital outlays. I changed that up to 120,000 in the other services and charges and 600 in the.
So it still adds up to 720. You
Yeah,
just moved.
just change the numbers around
Okay.
a little bit, yeah.
What can the rainy day be used for?
Really anything that the board,
Deems
Deems-
necessary.
yeah. This year we used the rainy day fund for paying for Stone's expense on filling that area in, because we hadn't budgeted.
Yeah.
But we had money budgeted for the rainy day, so we
We moved it out of there into
paid for it out of that.
upgrading that park.
So that's really it,
I think it looks good.
close to what it was last year.
Yep, a little below.
Yeah, a little bit below, but I think it's doable. The salaries, that has to be set by the board,
Okay.
so, you guys are at, what's 350, is that 1450, I think, 1,450, per year. Tammy's at 5,000, which
That's a separate line item.
that has to stay at 5,000, it can't exceed 5,000.
Okay.
And then mine's at 23,280 this year. The county was talking, according to the commissioners, they were gonna recommend 3%. The council is meeting now, so I
Okay.
don't know what they,
No, we've always followed them, so
The meeting attendance stipend. What's that for?
what's that?
The
meeting
meet-
attendance stipend.
that's something that Dan Bates wanted a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
so for every meeting that you attend, in addition to the salary,
Oh.
$75, so.
I didn't even
So-
know I was getting paid. Hey, that's pretty alright.
Yeah.
Cindy doesn't get that tonight, cause she's not here, but, and those, we've been paying those at the end of the year.
Yeah, one check, we didn't want him dealing with that
Oh,
many
yeah.
checks, especially if Lowe's can't cash it.
Yeah.
I don't want your bad check.
Just in time for Christmas.
Yeah.
So I would be in favor of a 3, a little bit, it looks like you put in a little bit more than 3%, 3.2 or whatever percent raise on the proposed. Well, you were going to, so, I think that's okay.
So, 1450 times 1.03 is 1493.
Yeah.
Make it 1500.
Sure, I think that's best. Yeah,
So it'd be 4,500. And then
And
minus
then-
23,280. 23,978.
go ahead and make it
Make it
24.
Okay.
Easy peasy.
Yep,
Alright, so with that being said, need to pass a resolution 2025-2, which is a Form 17, which is the salary of, recommending salaries of township officials and employees. And just because I know you guys so well, I already made up 24,000
Wow.
and 1,500.
You're like,
wow, that's
Just
good
makes
guessing.
So, that motion to accept,
You have to make a motion, I think,
emotion.
okay,
and I'll second it.
okay.
Just sign here, right?
That's very good. Well, you know, one day we gotta blank him out of here, not do what he thinks is right.
Legislative updates. There's been some changes that went into effect or will go into effect January 1st. Sorry, July 1st. I'm not exactly sure what all of those are, but they do affect, some of them do affect the township. There's a budget meeting scheduled by the Indiana Township Association on the 23rd of this month down in Westfield. I signed up, Tammy and I signed up to go to that.
Okay,
They're gonna talk about budgets, but then they're also gonna talk about the legislative updates, and they're also gonna talk about the, capital improvement plans, which we don't currently have a capital improvement plan because of the way our budget is set up. We didn't need one,
right,
but I wanna have something just in case.
yeah,
So, I talked with, the guy that did our sidewalk at the park to give me an estimate of what it would cost to run the sidewalk from the end of the south sidewalk now,
right,
all the way to the Fireman's Memorial.
that'd be great.
And then an additional cost to go around the Fireman's Memorial.
Okay.
I haven't got that back yet from
Okay.
him, but that's gonna be a big ticket item.
But that will also be good for accessibility for people in wheelchairs
Yeah,
or
right.
older people that have a hard time walking, so, yeah, I think it's good,
Talking about making it 4 feet wide,
sure,
which would be wide enough for a wheelchair.
yep,
As far as big ticket items for township money, I mean, we got $1,600,000. The cemetery restoration. Talked to Dennis Manuel, lives on 14th Road, just east of Queen. He approached me several years ago about redoing the headstones in the cemeteries, and we agreed for him to do that. Unfortunately, about that same time, he took his job at the building inspector, so he hasn't been able to spend as much time as what he had originally planned. He still wants to do some of it, but I'm thinking about getting with him and seeing if there's anybody else that he would recommend
okay,
to get on it, because he's just so swamped with everything.
and we have money budgeted for that,
Yeah,
I think that's great that
I do
you
too.
guys do that.
yeah. And Amy spent a little bit over $200,000 on hers. I don't want the same company doing ours
Right.
because of the problems that she could have years down the road.
Down the road, right,
they use power,
Yeah, you talked about
Power
some
brushes
chemical or
and
something
things,
last
yeah.
time.
nylon brushes with a drill and
Yeah.
it just, it's like taking the enamel off your teeth is what
Yeah.
I've been told. So got that, threw that in at 200,000 roughly, sidewalk at the park, waiting on a quotation, finish the fence at the park, the retaining wall around the Fireman's Memorial.
Mhm.
Around the memorial, it's in good shape. Farther north you go, it's kind of broken and it's leaning out. I gotta find out if that's township responsibility or if it's county responsibility. I don't.
Is it tree roots pushing it out?
I
or-
think so.
Okay,
Yeah,
most likely, or water pressure, but it's probably tree
yeah,
roots.
I think. But that's something we may want to look at doing if
Okay.
we have to do it. I talked to Steve Holland tonight. We'll need to replace the humper in 2035, 10 years down the road. But you need to place the order for it
Oh my,
at least 2 to 3 years
oh
early.
my.
He originally was saying 4, but he's kind of backed off to 2 to 3 years. So we're gonna have some big expense there in about 7 years.
And that's why you do a capital improvement account, right? So you can start building that up?
Yeah,
So
well,
if
the
we-
Cume Fire Fund.
Oh, that does that
Yeah.
as well? Okay.
Yeah, and
As long as we're building it for that, then we know where the money's going.
right. Now the Cume Fire Fund, we currently have $238,000 in there because we transferred from the Cume Fire into the rainy day fund.
Okay,
In the rainy day fund, we've got, rainy day, we've got, 730,000. So he's,
that won't even cover it though. That
Well-
won't even cover our portion of it, will it?
well, $700,000 will be our portion of it.
Okay, so that's our,
He's figured
okay.
about $1.5 million for it.
In 10 years though, who knows?
Yeah,
I mean-
it'll be double that probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we've got money there, so I don't think that there's any, we can justify the money that
Correct.
we've got and not lose it to the current council.
correct.
The other thing is this regional sewer district, I don't know where that's gonna wind up, but if they're talking $200 a month for fees, I know there are people
Sure.
on Tomahawk Trail that cannot afford anything like that, so I don't know what the township's responsibility would be for that, but, it may be something we need to think about in the future.
So your trustee meeting is put on by the trustees.
Indiana Township Association.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's good that you go there and find out what they're thinking, cause I know Kathy Bodarf called me and asked me what our sewer cost was around Pretty Lake, and we did it, I think, 20 years ago.
has it been that long?
Uh-huh, and it's, 2002, I think, or 3, so more than that.
Yeah,
It's down to $108 a month, and it was 140 or something, or maybe a little more. Yeah, people are gonna, 200's a lot.
yeah.
So that's gonna be a hard sell for those people.
I don't know where it's gonna go. I mean, Jesse Bohannon they passed a resolution or an ordinance to get Tom McFadden off of the board.
Yeah, I saw that.
From what I understand, they can't do that. According to the lawyer that got up at the end of the meeting, the sewer district's lawyer, he told them that they can't do that.
Okay.
And from what I understand, the way it was all built together, they can't do it.
Okay.
So I don't know where that's gonna wind
It'll
up.
be interesting. That's gonna unfold for years.
Yeah.
Those things take years to do.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see what happens, but it'd be good if we were prepared a little bit. I don't know what responsibility West Township would have at all, cause we're not an ultimate user of that.
Right.
So maybe we don't even have to pay a nickel, but they'll figure out a reason why they're,
Well, I'm thinking township assistance wise,
right?
people
Well,
are
yeah.
gonna come to me, but it's not.
Yeah, I don't know what you do about that.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's
It's like property taxes.
Yeah.
You have to pay it.
and I won't pay property taxes.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a problem for many, I think.
Right. The only other thing that I got is I get a letter from E. Nelson Chipman Jr.
I've heard of him.
Is it your arrest warrant?
Yeah.
You're doing this on camera?
That's what I'm wondering.
Awesome.
what
He's
we're
passing
doing
false
here.
checks at
Come
Lowe's
get,
for
come
God's
get
sake.
him, guys. We got him. I
He's-
know where
yeah,
everybody's at.
yeah. Lowe's is at the door.
Yeah.
The blue jackets.
Fraudulent check.
May 23rd, 2025, the above defendant appeared in court upon the advice of his attorney, submitted a plea agreement in Marshall Superior Court 2. Judge Aldridge, he pled guilty to count 1 criminal mischief, class A misdemeanor with the following sentence imposed. 30 days imprisonment in Marsh County Jail, 0 days suspended, 30 days shall be served in Marsh County Jail. Credit for time served and good time credit. Fines and costs. Restitution in the sum of $2,713.44 payable to West Township to be reduced to civil judgment.
That must have been from that pursuit where they wrecked him
That's
to
for the fence at
Okay.
Cemetery.
Baccarat. So
So an insurance company might pay that, or is that to the person?
that's to the person. He had no insurance.
the.
It was a stolen vehicle.
So we'll never see that money is what you're.
Well, according to this, we should see it at some
Well,
point.
there's a judgment, but we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again, that takes years.
yeah.
Put that money towards a new pumper truck,
Yeah.
10 years.
I don't know, if he doesn't pay his fines, they might find him in contempt. Or he would like have to serve it out, but yeah, like you
Yeah,
said, it's
yeah.
gonna take a while. But the
I
guy
wouldn't
probably
check your
didn't have any
mailbox
money.
twice a day looking for that
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
Because it ain't coming. But that's nice, I mean, at least they found him in the wrongdoing, so good.
Yep. Other than that, I don't have anything else.
You wanna make a motion to adjourn?
Sure, motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.